Good late afternoon, everybody, and welcome to a trifecta of games from the Time Travel League of Baseball. Coming to you very, very shortly. Hello, everybody. Big Paulie coming to you. Currently 5:06 in the p.m. here in Lake County, Florida, and we will quickly get started with our little trio of games. We can tell you that first game will be the Futurists at the Sultans, 21st century Futurists at the 1920 Sultans team led by Babe Ruth. The Explorers will then take on the Aces. That is play from June 28th. First game will be from June 27th. Then we have the Deadballers of the 19th century taking on the Pioneers of actually, the Deadballers are from the first decade of the 20th century, the 1900s, and the Pioneers are from the 19th century. My bad. So we will get this game started. A welcome to you all. Now I know I'm on the display feed, so let's hope I do this right. Been doing a little tinkering with the placement of the bread box in from T-Mobile, and we're thinking that will pay off some dividends with this live stream. So it's going to be Amos Rusi, who's a traveler with the Futurists, taking on Stan Kovaleski. And that'll be our game from 1927 Ebbets Field. Now, we're going to take a little license that this is a night game. I don't think Ebbets Field had a lights to their ballpark until the 1930s at least. As we do the lineups for both teams. And let's go.
Pitching for Sultans, Stan Kovaleski.
Kovaleski has not seen a lot of pitching time. 37 innings pitched, a 6.08 ERA. And he is 3-2 on the year. Mookie Betts will lead off for the Futurists. Hitting .232, 3 homers, 19 ribeyes. 82 degrees on this Brooklyn evening as Hornsby throws to Terry for the first out. Defensively for the Sultans, you got Roof, Wilson, Giles, a traveler, Joe Torre, another traveler, Alan Trammell, Rogers Hornsby, Bill Terry, Buddy Rule behind the dish. And at the bump is Stan Kovaleski, and you see them all there. David Wright, 203, 6 homers, 23 RBIs. He could sit down after that K. And Albert Pujols, 300, 17 and 49. And that is hit to left. The Babe underneath this, and the side's retired.
Runs, no hits, no errors. Futurists 0. Sultans coming to bat. Pitching
Defensively,
Amos Rusi.
Defensively for the Futurists, it's Barry Bonds, Jim Edmonds, and Mookie Betts. David Wright, A-Rod, Soriano, and Albert Pujols. Maurer is your catcher, and Amos Rusi is a 3-ranged pitcher. Giles leading off, 234 on the year, only 3 stolen bases. See how he does here. That's a walk. Now I play as the home team. Giles doesn't look like he's going to get any traction at first base, so we'll just go to Rogers Hornsby. 299, 16 home runs, 54 RBIs. That's up the middle, a base hit just past A-Rod, and there's runners at first and second. Bringing up Bill Terry, 1 homer, 33 RBIs, and hitting .292. Rusi dealing. A-Rod got to that one, and he got Terry out at first, 6-3 on the putout. Rusi, including those last 3 plays, .298, a 10-4 record, no saves. Whipped just above what it should be at 13.03. And here's the Babe, a league-leading 22 home runs, 60 RBIs, and batting .314 with 4 stolen bases. This is skied to right. But Betts will get to it. We'll see Giles tag up, and he will score, and Hornsby advance to third. 1-0 Sultans for Hack Wilson. 17 homers and 49 RBIs, hitting .265. 2 stolen bases.
1 run, 1 hit, no errors. The Swatters 1, Futurists 0.
Sultans also have the nickname in Brooklyn as the Swatters. Are up 1-0. And Barry Bonds stepping in. .270, 14 homers, 43 RBIs. Me off his could-be pace. That's a grounder to first. Terry unassisted for the first out. A-Rod up 300. 16 homers and 57 RBIs. Trammell cannot make the throw in time. And A-Rod is on with an infield single. It's going to bring up Jim Edmonds, .271, 7 homers, 21 RBIs, 1 stolen base. Can hit righties pretty well. That's to Hornsby, to Trammell, to Terry, and that's a double play.
1 hit, no errors. Sultans 1, Futurists 0.
The old 4-6-3 double play. That brings up Tim Salmon, a contemporary of Jim Edmonds's. .279, 9 homers, 42 ribbies, no stolen bases as of yet. Up the middle, A-Rod made a nice play, throwing that to Pujols for the first out. Alan Trammell, part of that middle infield that Detroit had for many years, with him and Lou Whitaker playing second. .251 on the year, 8 homers, 31 RBIs. Teruzzi over to Pujols, second out. Now you got Joe Torre, well known for his managerial skills, but also a pretty decent player with the Milwaukee and Atlanta Braves and the St. Louis Cardinals. He's hitting .250, no homers, 2 RBIs. He's only had 32 at-bats. See how Joe does. That's a walk. Bringing up Money Rule, who has only had 8 at-bats. No homers, no ribbies, and he's only hitting .125. That is a base hit up the middle. He has been subbing for Larry Parrish, who got injured not too long ago in a time travel league game that we did. So the runners at the corners, 2 outs for Brian Giles as we go back to the top of the order. He walked in inning number 1. Right to Soriano.
1 hit, no errors. Sultans 1, Futurists 0.
On that soft line drive. Joe Mauer is up for the Futurists. .287, a homer, and 27 ribbies. No stolen bases. Grounder first. It's going to go by Terry and go all the way to the wall, and Mauer has double number 15. Prince Fielder, the son, of course, of Cecil Fielder. .255, 12 homers, and 40 ribeyes. Grounder first. That time Terry got to it. Steps on the bag himself, but that moves Mauer to third. Soriano up. He's hitting .241. We're going to intentionally walk him. 6 homers, 26 ribbies at .241 because we want to get the Mookie, who is hitting .230. Infield will come in halfway. And a stolen base attempt by Soriano is successful. That is stolen base number 10. I'm going to walk Betts to load the bases. We'll go halfway again for David Wright. 0 for 1 and a K. Up the middle. And they could only get the play at second base. Hornsby stepping on second. Everybody moved up a base other than the runner from first being out at second. So it's 1-1. The Sultans will do good to get out of this with a tie score because Albert Pujols is up. The grounder to third, Torrey to Terry.
1 hit, no errors. Futurists 1, Sultans 1.
We'll be seeing 6 different teams in this triple header. And Rogers Hornsby is back up. 1 for 1 so far today. Russi dealing. Soriano with the grounder over to Pujols for the first out in this bottom of the third. Hope you all are doing well whenever you see this. Rusty's ERA now up to 3.01. He can go 145 pitches. Kovaleski can go 150. Bill Terry 0 for 1. Memphis Bill right over to Pujols for the second out. And that's going to bring up the Sultans spot. Why this team is nicknamed the Sultans. Babe Ruth. He sack flied in the first inning. Well, he has no official at bat. And that's hit well to center. Off the wall, and Roof has his 17th double. That brings up Hack Wilson. 17 homers, 49 ribbies. Of course, he is the all-time single-season RBI leader. One year he had 190 RBIs in a season, or thereabouts. I think it was 191. He will be walked to bring up Tim Salmon, although Wilson hits 264 and Salmon hits 278. They must know something here. Salmon 0 for 1 so far. That is hit well to center, and Edmonds is going to make the play.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Futurists 1, Sultans 1.
Take my little community break, see if there's anything happening in chat. And that's fine if nothing is happening in chat. You just keep moving. And for the 4 views that I have gotten so far, thank you very much. Barry Bonds up 0 for 1. Grounded to second base. That's going to get by Hornsby and into right field for a base hit. And you got to watch Bonds. And Kovaleski mindful of that. A-Rod sends a high fly to left. He was 1 for 1 coming in. Now he's 1 for 2 as Roof catches that at the wall. Bringing up Jim Edmonds, 0 for 1. That's K. That's bringing up Joe Mauer, who is 1 for 1 with a double. Last chance for the Futurists in the 4th. And that is stabbed by Torrey over to Terry, 5-3.
No errors. Futurists 1, Sultans 1.
Bottom of inning 4 now. And you got the corners in for Alan Trammell. He's an 8 bunter, but I'm not going to use him in that capacity. Rodriguez picked up that slow ground ball. He got it over to Pujols, enough time to retire Alan Trammell. Joe Torre, he walked in the second inning. He's batting again here in the 4th. Right to Soriano, over to Pujols for the second out. Muddy Rule is 1 for 1. 2 for 9 in his season. That is a base hit. Now he's 3 of 10. 2 for 2 today. He's not that bad a base runner. If we don't get it, we just bring Giles back for the 5th inning, top of the order. Let's try it. That's a ball 1. And actually moved Rule up to 63%. Let's try again. He's going. He's safe. And that's the first steal from Muddy Rule this season. Giles now looking at a 1-1 count. That's hit well to center. That's going over Edmonds and over everything. A home run for Brian Giles. His 5th of the year. RBI is 15 and 16, and it's 3-1. I haven't looked at box scores from the basement yet from Tuesday. I had a little busy day today. I needed some duct tape because I'm working on some camping plumbing. When I do a little of that, I get a little leakage from the temporary piping. There's some holes in it, so I just ductated that up, and it's still leaking a little bit. Ugh. So I'll be fixing that in the days ahead. Rogers Hornsby is 1 of 2.
2 runs, 2 hits, no errors. Sultans 3, Futurists 1.
6-3 on that play by Hornsby, and I had a Walmart delivery. I had to put some stuff away. Prince Fielder is 0 for 1 as we start the top of the 5th with the Futurists trailing 3-1. Game 75 for each team. The Sultans and the Futurists would be playoff teams if the season ended now. Everybody within about 15 games of each other right now. Shows you the parity in this league. That is a double for Prince Fielder to DH, number 11 for him, as Babe Ruth a little slow to get to that ball hit to his way in left field. Bonzo Soriano is 241. He walked intentionally in the third. Grounder third. No, it's going to go over Torrey's head to the wall. Fielder will score a double for Soriano, so it's a double-double start for the Futurists in the fifth. Kovaleski, his ERA, despite giving up 2 earned runs, is now down to 593. 41 innings pitched. Back to the top of the order, and Mookie Betts, who's hitting .230 and is 0 for 1 today. Grounder. Torrey this time stabs it, and he throws to Terry. 5-3 on the putout. David Wright hitting .201. Up the middle. Hornsby got to that. Great range. No, an error. An error was scored. No, Wright was out. They're going to say that Terry held the ball long enough for the out to be recorded at first base. So with the runner at third and 2 outs, we go to Albert Pujols, the last chance for the Futurists to get some more scratch in the 5th inning. And that's going to be a base hit to tie the game. And Albert Pujols bringing in RBI number 50. And Barry Bonds now up 14 homers and 43 ribbies, 272. 1 for 2 today. And that's hit well to right. A lot of arc. Giles near the wall makes the grab.
No errors. Futurists 3, Sultans 3.
Come on, Ellie. Get down from there. Bill Terry up to start the 5th for the Sultans. A 3-3 tie now. Terry is 0 for 2. Grounder. That's going to get by right and go to the wall. Terry will have a double, his 18th of the season. That's going to bring up the Bambino, who is 1 for 1 today, a double and a ribby. That is a line drive to Pujols. He throws to second, and Bill Terry got doubled up. Line drive double play. And that's going to bring up Hack Wilson, who is 0 for 1. That's
No
K.
runs, 1 hit, no errors. Futurists 3, Sultans 3.
So a very interesting game so far. We've had offensive and defensive brilliance so far out of both teams. As we start the 6th inning, Ella is about to jump up on this ledge that I have. And A-Rod is up. 1 of 2. That's a base hit up the middle. And A-Rod could scoot. You got to keep him honest. Ball got away from Terry, and Terry will have to give that chase, and that allowed A-Rod to go to third. Jim Edmonds is 0 for 2. He Ks. Now, what do you do about Joe Mauer? I'm going to walk him. That's 3 intentional walks here for the Sultans, but there's a method to my madness. We'll go to try Prince Fielder out. Up the middle, a base hit. Everybody moved up a base on that single, and it's 4-3 in favor of the Futurists. Alfonso Soriano could give the knockout blow here to Kovaleski. Trammell boots it. Everybody moves up a base. Second error of the day for the Sultans. Now we're going to bring our infield in for Mookie Betts. No place to put him. Torrey to home to first, double play.
2 hits, 2 errors. Futurists 4, Sultans 3.
So the Futurists, unfortunate just to get 1 run in the 6th on that 5-2-3 double play. spearheaded by Joe Torre, and we now go to the bottom of the sixth, and Tim Salmon, who is 0 for 2 today. That's K. That's 3 Ks now for Rusey. Alan Trammell is 0 for 2. Base hit, getting by Soriano, and Trammell aboard. He's now up to 252. Joe Torre, 0 for 1 and a walk today. Hit well to center. Edmund should make the play, and he does. For Muddy Rule, who is 2 for 2 today. And a throw to first. Runner is safe. That's to Soriano.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Futurists 4, Sultans 3.
So 4-3 as we head to the 7th inning. As I just check OBS out real fast, which I'm going to be doing every 3 innings. David Wright up. He is 0 for 3. Kovaleski at 69 pitches, but if he gives up another run, he's going to get the boot from yours truly. Hornsby to Terry, a 4-3 ground out. Albert Pujols 1 for 3. That's K. That is K number 4 for Kovaleski. To go with his 3 intentional walks. Barry Bonds, 1 for 3, or as Jim Rohns used to call him, Barry Bones. And an error there by Kovaleski, the 3rd of the day for the Sultans. It's going to put Barry Bonds aboard, where you don't want him, and you got A-Rod to deal with at the plate. 2 for 3. And Bonds steals another base, number 9 on the season for him. We're going to pitch around A-Rod, and A-Rod walks. Walk number 4. So even though Kovaleski is at 81 pitches, he's in danger here with Jim Edmonds up, who is 0 for 3, 2 Ks today. Not a problem at all.
No hits, 1 error. Futurists 4, Sultans 3.
7th inning stretch time at Ebbets Field. With the score 4-3. You got Brian Giles, who hit the home run earlier in the 4th inning to tie the game. Actually, no, it was to go up 3-1. He is up again as the Sultans bat in the 7th. Rusey. Line drive, a soft line drive right to A-Rod for the first out. That brings up Rogers Hornsby. The Raja is 1 for 3. And that is hit well to right center. Betts on his horse makes the play. For the second out in the bottom of the 7th for Bill Terry, who is 1 for 3. Hit well to right. Betts off the wall. Terry's got a double. His 19th. And at least his 2nd today. I want to say... that he had a double. I know he had a double earlier, but did he have 2? Does he have 2 doubles or 2 doubles or 3? I'm just going to check the box score and just take a look here, folks. Just bear with me a second before we get to the babe. Terry has 2 doubles. Roof has a double. He is up now, and he is 1 for 2. And Rusey is probably going to... Will he pitch to him? That's a question. It's a grounder.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Futurists 4, Sultans 3.
That was 3-1. The put out at first base, bringing up Joe Mauer, and Mauer is now, as Ella is about to come down. You're going to hear a nice little splash in a moment. Off the top rope and right on the desk. Thank you very much, honey. Thank you very much. I'm going to put you down now. Anything you want to say to my few fans? So Mauer is 1 of 2. And Kovaleski is now at 86 pitches. Grounder to Terry. Kovaleski will cover and make the put out. Prince Fielder is 2 of 3. Grounder right back to Kovaleski, getting a lot of infield work. His 2nd assist in a row to Bill Terry. That brings up Alfonso Soriano. Played for the Cubs and the Yankees, among a few other teams. 1 of 2. And as you see there, it's a base hit to left. Soriano aboard at first base for Mookie Betts. And Mookie Betts is 0 for 3 as we go back to the top of the order. Kovaleski looking at Betts for a 4th time. That's hit well to left. Roof giving chase at the wall will make the put out.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Futurists 4, Sultans 3.
Hack Wilson 0 for 2 with 2 Ks so far today as the Sultans try to find a way to scratch and get that run that will tie it in the bottom of the 8th. There's a good start, a base hit for Hack. Now let me check my bench here. I got somebody who could play center. We're going to put a pinch runner in, and it's going to be Max Carey. And Carey will carry the burden of playing center field the rest of the game. Tim Salmon is up. He is 0 for 3. Hit well to center. And Edmonds will make the put out, forcing Carey back to first base. Now I want to try to break up a double play, so we're going to send Carey. He's in there. That is stolen base number 8 for Max. Now a base hit ties it. Let's see what Alan Trammell can do. Right to Rodriguez on the grounder over to Pujols for out number 2. The last chance in this 8th inning is Joe Torre. And that's a K.
1 hit, no errors. Futurists 4, Sultans 3.
David Wright is 0 for 4. As we start this 9th inning, we're going to put Carey in center field. He's a 9 and an 8 in that center field position, and he will bat 5th if he comes back up again. That is skied to left off the bat of David Wright, who is now 0 for 5. Score that a 7, and Albert Pujols is up 1 for 4 today. Pujols, a grounder to Torre. Torre making the play over to Bill Terry. 5-3 on that put out. Barry Bonds is 1 for 4. That's a grounder to Terry.
No runs, no hits, no errors. Futurists 4, Sultans 3.
Okay, kids, bottom of the 9th. Muddy Rule. Do we have anybody who can catch? Well, let's not take a chance. Rule will hit 2 for 3. Rusey's still in there. Grounder. 3-1 on the put out at first base. Giles, who hit the homer, so we're going to keep him in. He's 1 for 3. They're down to 2 outs now. Right to Soriano. Soft line drive. Rogers Hornsby the last chance. He is 1 for 4. And that's your game. The Futurists win 4-3. That is your final score.
The final score from Ebbets Field, Futurists 4, Sultans 3. Amos Rusey picks up the win. He is now 11-4 on the season. Stan Kowielski gets the loss. He is now 3-3 on the season. Brian Giles hit home run number 5 on the season. Time of the game, 2 hours, 24 minutes.
And your MVP was Alfonso Soriano. So the game updating with that result. We'll show you the other results from the Time Travel League on this June 27th of playing time, which for some reason in the game is 1990. Deadballers, Pioneers, we'll be doing a game later on tonight from them. It is 8-4. The Deadballers winning, Yas over Morris. The Spirits all over the Spitfires, 14-1. It was groovy, baby, from the 1970s. Playing the 40s Spitfires at Sportsman's Park. Matlack over Feller. Pretty Lynn with a big game, 3 of 4. The Stars 8-6 over the Ironmen. Culvey over Red Ruffing. Ramirez 2 of 5, a homer, his 22nd of the year. The Explorers over the Aces 5-1. We're going there next. Osteen over Hippo Vaughn. Al Kaline 3 of 5. with a stolen base. And the Niners beat the Wings on the road at Old Yankee Stadium for the Niners 5-4. That's 90s against 50s. David Cohn over Kurt Simmons and Roberto Alomar had a home run and 3 walks. So let's update the stats, and we will do this again after the last game. Ted Williams is now leading the batting race at 337. Walter Johnson still leading the ERA count at 162. Thomas, now the sole leader in home runs with 23. Amos Ruzzi, who you just saw, won game number 11. Joe DiMaggio has edged ahead of Stan Musial in RBIs. John Wetland is now ahead of Mariano Rivera in saves with 9. Hugh Duffy, 32 stolen bases now ahead of Joe Morgan and Ty Cobb. Bob Feller, 1 strikeout ahead of Roger Clemens. Babe Ruth leading in slugging percentage. Walter Johnson way ahead. He's the only guy under 1 in terms of whip. Ironman's still the best batting team. The Pioneers still the best pitching team. And the Futurists the best fielding team at 980. So how's it going, everybody? As we're now at 5:37 in the p.m. Eastern Time on this 22nd day of April. I don't know who won the Rays game, and if you know, don't tell me, because I'm going to watch it after we're done here. All right, let me take a look at my notes here. Oh, yeah, Explorers and Aces is going to be our next game from Old Comiskey Park. And we will head there. It's going to be Noodles Hahn and Tim Keefe going at it. Wait a minute, I'm looking at the wrong game. Explorers and the Aces are going to be Juan Marichal and Grover Alexander. Deadballers and Pioneers will be our next game. The following day, which will be the next game. Lineup for the Aces. Paul Molitor, DH, will allow that. And Aces are 1 over the limit. So we're going to ask the manager to fix that. And it has. We're going to go with yep, didn't change the lineup any. Here's the lineup for the Explorers. They like using Ted Simmons, and I don't know why that is, because you could use Vladimir Guerrero, who is now inactive again. Maybe he's just not having a good time with management. We'll put Al Kaline in the DH. Maybe put him up here. Put Clemente there. And Ellie Howard will be the 9th pitcher. And off we go with this one.
Pitching for Aces, Grover Alexander.
Great Alexander is pitching again in Washington. Jerry Cashman sang in Willie, Mickey, and the Duke. Your defense for the Aces: McGee, Cobb, Crawford, Rowland, Fletcher, Cano, and Paul Merrow. So you got a few travelers on this Aces squad. Jorge Posada behind the dish. And Grover Alexander, a 3 pitcher in terms of range. Ken Boyer is hitting .235. And he looks at strike 3 to start this one. 65 degrees on this June evening in Chicago. The winds are 4 miles per hour out to right. Bill Mazeroski is up, 255. 5 homers, 32 RBIs. Base hit for Bill. Just checking, making sure I'm on display feed. I don't have my remote on my phone going. Frank Robinson's hitting .313 on the year, 10 homers, 41 ribbies. Grounded to Fletcher. Oh, he muffed it. That's an error. First of the game. It goes to the aces. Willie Mays hitting .254, 14 homers, 45 RBIs. Pitchers have been having their way with him so far in this time travel league season. That is skied to left, and McGee should get that at the warning track and does for out number 2. Willie McCovey, 243. He's having a slow year just like his San Francisco Giant equal, Willie Mays, 11 homers, 27 RBIs. Grounded to Palmeiro. He'll step
No
on the
runs,
bag.
1 hit, 1 error. Explorers 0. Aces coming to bat. Pitching for Explorers, Juan Miracle.
Marichal is 438. 8-5 on the year. 111 innings pitched. His whip, he's hittable at 1.342. Another controversial figure is Ty Cobb. He's going to lead off. Defense for the Explorers is Frank Robinson, Willie Mays, Roberto Clemente. That's not a bad group. Ken Boyer, the Traveler, Manny Machado, Bill Mazeroski, Willie McCovey, Howard behind the plate, and Marichal, a 7-ranged pitcher. We're going to bunt for the base hit because they're not expecting it, and that's an out. They did not play their corners in, so just said, we'll just try to get one here. Paul Molitor hasn't been doing well. 233, no homers, 20 ribbies. Marichal will get to that for the second out, and here is Wahoo Sam Crawford. 277, 6 homers, 39 RBIs. Base hit to left center. Just got by Machado. Now he could steal. He has 9 stolen bases. Let's try to give him 10. Oh, he's out.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Explorers 0. Aces 0.
Al Kaline in the game, only 105 at bats. 314, 4 homers and 16 ribbies. Real life, he had 3,000 hits in his career. That's a walk for Kaline. Bringing up Roberto Clemente. In there for his glove. His hitting prowess not really all that evident in this league. 280, 2 homers, 18 RBIs. That's K. 2 Ks now for Grover. Bringing up Manny Machado with his 5 homers and 21 RBIs. Beg your pardon, folks, but cough is imminent. The pitch to Manny. Past Fletcher in that shortstop position. That's going to put runners at the corners on that single. Elston Howard not doing too badly. 272, a homer and 13 ribbies in that 9-hole. Machado steals second. That's stolen base number 1, if you could believe that, for him all year. Elston Howard, we were just telling you, his first at bat of the game. He is facing a 1-1 count. Smoke to center, and Cobb will get to it, though. Kaline will score. Machado will move to third, and it's 1-0. 14 RBIs now for Howard. Top of the order, and Ken Boyer is up again, 0 for 1, with the runner at third. That's hit well to left. How well? Not well enough, as McGee got to that.
1 hit, no errors. Explorers 1, Aces 0.
Palmeiro, McGee, and Rowland do up for the Aces in the second. So you got a lot of Travelers on this team. Better defense, better power. Palmeiro is 246 on the year, 10 homers and 43 RBIs. That's a walk. That's the first for Marichal in this game. Gives up 2.3 per 9 innings. And his Ks are down. Should be at 6.4. That's at 5.2. McGee, 10 homers, 34 ribbies. Tied for the team lead in home runs on this Aces squad. Run through at first, and Palmeiro got back in time. Count now 1-0. That's K. Bringing up Scott Rowland, 273, 4 homers and 32 ribbies. That's a K. Back-to-back Ks for Juan Marichal. Now, can he strike out the side, or strike out 3 in a row, with Jorge Posada? 239, 4 homers, 28 RBIs. That's in the play. That's a base hit to right center. That's going to move Palmeiro all the way over to third. For Robinson Cano, a 224 hitter, 5 homers and 32 RBIs, 1 stolen base. You got 3 guys at double digits in terms of stolen bases. Cobb, 29, Molitor, 14, and McGee at 17. That looks like a base hit, and it is. That'll score a run. Posada will go to third. A poor play by Mazeroski, not like him. And the score is tied at 1-1. Art Fletcher, the number nine hitter for the Aces at shortstop, 276. Doing better than he should on OPS at 690. No homers, 25 ribbies, 7 stolen bases. That's a walk, and the base is now full of aces for Ty Cobb. With 2 outs, Cobb is 0 for 1 today. Hit into play, but he popped it up. Boyer, it's time to get an ice cream sandwich before he makes the putout.
No errors. Explorers 1, Aces 1.
Top of the third now, and Bill Mazeroski up, who is 1 for 1 today. Oh, and he smoked that to left center, and Cobb making the putout for the first out. I think that is Publix. My other subscription ready? Yes, it is. Excellent. We'll do that tomorrow morning. Frank Robinson is 0 for 1. 1 out, top of the third of this game from Comiskey. That is skied to right, and Sam Crawford is going to watch that go off the wall. Robinson laking for third, and he's out, but he gets credit for a double, his 23rd of the season. Tried to stretch it to a triple, and Crawford was having none of that. Willie Mays up with 2 outs, 0 for 1. To Alexander, over to Palmeiro, just in time.
Runs, 1 hit, no errors. Explorers 1, Aces 1.
So the bottom of the third we go. 1-3-0 for the Explorers so far. 1-3-1 for the Aces. 3 men left on for each team at this juncture. But Mahler is up 0 for 1. That's the third K for Juan Marichal, who's famous for assaulting in a 1965 game with the Dodgers, Johnny Roseboro. And if you've never heard this tale, imagine something like this happening today. He assaulted Roseboro. They exchanged words when Marichal was batting. Yes, pitchers batted back then. And Marichal just started hitting Roseboro with his baseball bat. And he got a 15-game suspension. Now, imagine if that happened today with the TV cameras and the internet and all that, as Crawford got a base hit to center. More fans screaming for Marichal probably to have been suspended for the 65 season, or the rest of it. Try to send Crawford here. And that's an error. That is an error, the first for the Explorers, and that's going to move Crawford all the way to third. 1 out, and 0-1 pitch. That's a K for Palmeiro, and number 4 for Juan, bringing up Sherry McGee, 0 for 1, 295. Runners at the corners now for Scott Rowland. 0 for 1, 272. Can Marichal get out of this? He will.
No runs, 1 hit, 1 error. Explorers 1, Aces 1.
To the top of the fourth, and Willie McCovey, who is 0 for 1 today. Sharply hit. Great play by Cano over to Palmeiro for the first out. Now Kaline, 314, 4 homers and 16 ribbies. No official at bat yet today until there. A line drive caught by Alexander. Clemente struck out in the second, batting here in the fourth. That is a base hit to right center. Moving Clemente up to 282. Manny is 1 for 1. Manny Machado, a poor play being ruled on Cano, I'm guessing. That's
no
K.
Runs, 1 hit, no errors. Explorers 1, Aces 1.
Bottom of the fourth now, and Jorge Posada, who is 1 for 1 now, 242. K for Marichal. That's number 5. Marichal could go 145 pitches. Alexander 140. That's the estimated pitch counts on this sunny evening in Chicago. And Cano up 1 for 1. Mazeroski, patient, lets the ball come to him, and he throws to McCovey. For the second out, bringing up Art Fletcher. Grounder third. Boyer, McCovey.
Nothing across in the bottom of the fourth. Explorers 1, Aces 1.
To the top of the fifth, and Elston Howard, who doesn't have an official at bat because he sacrificed flied in the second inning, but he did bring in an RBI for that. Up the middle, Fletcher, nice play over to Palmeiro, 1 out. Ken Boyer, who is 0 for 2 and hitting .232. Fletcher again, nice play. And Bill Mazeroski 1 for 2, 256. And that was a soft line drive to Palmeiro.
No hits, no errors. Explorers 1, Aces 1.
Now, interesting stratagem here out of the Explorers. Again, they are not playing in. They're daring Cobb to lay down a bunt, and I say, why not? McCovey charging, and that's another out. So 2 bunt attempts and 2 outs for Ty Cobb. Paul Molitor 0 for 2. Base hit. Yes, up the middle, right center. That's going to allow Clemente. Clemente made an error there, and the little bobble allowed Molitor to go to second. So that's 2 errors now for the Explorers and 1 for the Aces. And Wahoo Sam Crawford is 2 for 2. Hit well to center. Mays should get to that. And Molitor has to hold at second base. 2 outs now for Rafael Palmeiro and his .245 batting average. 0 for 1 with a walk. That's skied. It's going to be McCovey making
no runs,
the play.
1 hit, 1 error. Explorers 1, Aces 1.
1-1, 6th inning. Hope you're enjoying this triple header that we're doing. 3 games over 3 different days. 6 different teams in action. Robinson 1 for 2. Skies at the left. McGee makes the play. So I'm trying to stave off some hiccups. And Willie Mays is 0 for 2. That's a base hit to left, goes all the way to the wall, and Mays sneaks in with a triple. Taking advantage of that chicken noodle arm that Cherry McGee has in left. So McCovey up hitting .241. You bring the infield in for this. Skied to right. That should bring Mays in. Crawford making the play in right. The tag up, the score for Willie Mays. An RBI for McCovey, his 28th, and it is 2-1. Al Kaline 0 for 1, 311. Cano with another good play over to Palmeiro.
1 run, 1 hit, no errors. Explorers 2, Team 1-1.
Okay, Team 1 is the Aces. So I got to fix that. Pretend you didn't hear that. Aces 1. McGee up 0 for 1 with a walk. That's a walk. So I'll have to fix that. McGee could steal. At 81%, I'm certainly going to give it a try. And he's in there with stolen base number 18. Roland 0 for 2. That's a base hit. Well, watch McGee. He's in there ahead of the throw. And we have a tie game again at 2-2. Now Roland is 78%. Let's send him. No, he's out. That's the first out. Well, we had to try it again, I guess. Posada 1 for 2 with a K. Grounder to the pitcher. For the second out, bringing up Robinson Cano. Grounder to the pitcher over to McCovey.
1 run, 1 hit, no errors. Explorers 2, Aces 2.
Top of the seventh now. Each team scored in the second and each team scored in the sixth. Roberto Clemente, 1 for 2 with a strikeout. Palmeiro to Alexander for the first out. He was covering first base. Manny Machado, 1 for 2, 245. He had a K earlier. That is hit well to left, but I think McGee gets to that, and he does for the second out. Elston Howard, 0 for 1. He had that sac fly ribby earlier in the game. Cano, another nice play.
No runs,
Side retired.
no hits, no errors. Explorers 2, Aces 2.
Corners playing in for Art Fletcher. He is an 8 bunter. And he is 0 for 1 in this bottom of the 7th with a walk. Now they think I would bunt here because I bunted with Ty Cobb twice, but I'm not going to bunt here. Mazeroski. Oh, and Fletcher had the speed to beat that out. So a runner at first for Ty Cobb. We could make some mischief here between Fletcher and Cobb being at the plate. Fletcher is sent. He's in there with another stolen base, number 8 for him this season. Cobb now a 5 bunter. I assume the reduction is because of the runner being at second. That's up the middle, base hit. Fletcher will hold at third. Now you got a lot of things you can do here with nobody out. Play for the 1 run and try a squeeze. I'm going to try to get Cobb over. We're going to do a delayed double steal. Cobb in. And Fletcher in. Double steal. Fletcher steals home, and it's 3-2. Great play there from the Aces manager, which happens to be me. Molitor is 1 for 3, and now Cobb is at second. I don't want to steal third. At least not yet. That is a base hit. Cobb will be held at third. And you got another situation where you got runners at the corners. Nobody out. Well, we're not going to be able to do the double steal again, I don't think. So we'll do safety squeeze with Crawford. It's down. Cobb's going to score. And they get the force at second, allowing Crawford on. It's now 4-2. Well, we got him on the run. Let's just keep stealing bases. And Crawford steals number 11. Base hit could knock Marichal out of the game potentially with Palmeiro, who is 0 for 2 in a walk. He's going to be intentionally walked, bringing up Sherry McGee, who is 0 for 1 and 2 Ks. That's going to be a base hit. Crawford will come in to score. McGee will move up to second. Palmeiro to third. Clemente with the error, and Ron Peranowski has come in.
Pitching for Explorers, Ron Peranowski.
Here in the bottom of the 7th, Peranowski, 7 saves, has been among the saves leaders. Not a big league for relief pitching because we see a lot of starters go to distance. He's 305, 2 and 3 with 7 saves. So now with runners at third and second, you got Rolling. That's skied to right. Clemente will get to that. We'll watch Palmeiro. He'll score. 4 runs for the Aces as they have erupted here in the bottom of the 7th to take a 6-2 lead. Jorge Posada is 1 for 3 with a K. That is a base hit. In comes McGee, 7-2. And now it's a 2-swing game. Posada at first for Robinson Cano, who is 1 for 3. And this is going to be skied to the third base side, and Boyer will not get to that. And the count 0-2. Right to Machado. Throws to Mazeroski for the force.
5 hits, 1 error, Aces 7, Explorers 2.
So a big inning, probably a telling inning for the Aces to take a 7-2 lead as we play on this Wednesday late afternoon going into the evening here on the East Coast. And Kenny Boyer is 0 for 3, hitting .231. That's a walk. And Boyer is aboard. Alexander, a lot of wiggle room, 91 pitches. He can go 140 if he could stay out of trouble. And Bill Mazeroski is 1 for 3, 256. That's going to be a base hit to right, a little slow roller. And Mazeroski has tripled in Boyer, and it's 7-3, just like that. The third triple for Bill, bringing up Frank Robinson, 1 for 3, 313. That's a grounder. They don't care about the runner at third as Roland throws to Palomero, making it 7-4. So now, 1 out, nobody on for Willie Mays. And this is going to be a foul ball, I do believe. Thank you, umpire. And Mays is 1 for 3, 254. Soft line drive to Roland for the second out, bringing up Willie McCovey, who is 0 for 2. Roland just gets
2 runs,
McCovey at
1
first
hit,
base.
no errors, aces 7, explorers 4.
So now you've got the left-handed Peronoski in there. So you might see some right-handed bats, but we'll keep Fletcher in. He hits lefties better than he does righties. Grounder third. That is a fair ball, and Fletcher has a double. A poor play by Boyer. Sets up double number 10 for Art Fletcher. And Ty Cobb is 1 for 4. How about a hit and run here? But they're not going to pitch to Cobb. He is aboard with an intentional walk. Set up Paul Molitor, who is 2 for 4 today. That's a base hit. Watch Fletcher. No, he's going to hold at third. So the base is full of aces again for Sam Crawford, who is 2 for 4. I hear my phone going. Mazeroski to Machado to McCovey. Fletcher will score. It's back to a slam at 8-4. ESPN didn't used to email me all the time, but between the basketball and the hockey playoffs, it's like, oh, we have the NBA playoffs off tonight. No kidding. Pomero is 0 for 2. Mazeroski catching this offline drive.
2 hits, no errors, aces 8, explorers 4.
We will try to let Alexander finish the game. 33 pitches left before he hits his EPC. Here's Kaline 0 for 2. That's a walk. Bringing up Roberto, who is 281, 1 for 3 today. Back to Alexander. Gets the out at first. They don't care about that runner at second, Kaline. Machado is 1 for 3. That's K. 4 Ks now for Alexander. And now Alexander 1 out away from a complete game. He's got Elston Howard in his sights. Base hit. Kaline will score 8-5. I'll take one more chance at Alexander finishing the game. Top of the order, and Ken Boyer 0 for 3 with a K and a walk. Hit to left. A lot of height on this one, but McGee will get to it. And the Aces win 8-5.
The final score from Comiskey Park, Aces 8, Explorers 5. Grover Alexander is the winner. He is now 11-4. Juan Merkel picks up the loss. He is now 8-6. Time of the game, 2 hours, 54 minutes.
And your MVP in this game was Sam Crawford. So the Aces picking up win number 39. Each team now playing 76 games. I'm going to modify the Aces so Team 1 doesn't come up again. Good grief. We're going to take a look at some other games before we play our nightcap. Deadballers Pioneers is where we're heading next, if you were wondering. Futurists 6-4 as Oswald beats Sutton. Jim Edmonds went 2 for 4 with a homer. The Pioneers 2-0 over the Deadballers. You're wondering how many stolen bases the Aces had in that game? 6 stolen bases. Keefe over Hahn. Spirits over the Spitfires 8-7. Hunter over Lopat. And Carew went 2 for 3 with a homer. In 12 innings, the Stars at Wrigley Field over the Ironmen 10-9. Candelaria beats Crowder, and Carter had 2 home runs, Gary Carter. And the other game this day was the Wings winning a 1-0 close shave against the Niners. And Stan Musial went 2 for 4 and a homer. And Fergie Jenkins is now at 11 wins. So let's do the stat keeping here. Gehrig has now moved up and is your leader. Frank Thomas, who started the batting average leader, is now 4th. Walter Johnson still on top of the ERA parade. Frank Thomas and Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth have now at 23 home runs. You got 3 11-win pitchers. Jenkins and Amos Ruzzi and Grover Alexander are now all at 11. Musial and DiMaggio tied with 68 RBIs. Rivera and Wetland, so Rivera had a save, his 9th. Duffy leading in stolen bases with 32. We saw Cobb swipe his 30th in the last game. Bob Feller at 108 Ks, still one ahead of Roger Clemens. Simmons of the Ironmen, that's Al Simmons, 12 triples. And opponent batting average is led by Bob Gibson with 200. So on we go with our last game of 3. It's going to be Deadballers Pioneers. I'm going to cough again. Fair warning. Willis against White. So we continue to watch on. Play our last game, and we will bid you all adieu. And then the next time we do the Time Travel League will be our Game of the Week. We're in the Polo Grounds in New York. Getting ready to bring you this 3rd and final game. Pioneers 43 and 33, so this will be the 77th game for each team. Sheffield, the DH. They got some travelers on board. Anderson's going to be the DH for the Deadballers, who are 38 and 38. Let's play.
Pitching for Pioneers, Will White.
Will White is 10 and 3, 288 ERA. Pretty good pitcher. It's Gonzalez, Yelich, and Duffy. So you got Gonzalez and Yelich as travelers on this Pioneers team from the 19th century. You got a lot of players that are travelers on this team. Trainer, Tejada, Baerga, and Cepeda. They're all travelers. Buck Ewing is the catcher. And White is your pitcher, a 7 fielding range. And Honus Wagner is leading off, 316, 9 homers and 36 ribeyes. Grounder, Cepeda to White for the first out. 74 degrees on this night game at the Polo Grounds, 1906. Home runs will be at a premium. Chicky Stahl, 202. No homers and 13 RBIs. He hits righties well, but not this time. 5-3 put out there. And Duke Snyder, who we saw injured in a prior triple header, is back. 211, 11 homers and 32 ribbies. Baerga making the put out there.
Nothing across in the top of the first. Deadballers 0. Pioneers coming to bat.
Well, he didn't make the put out. He made the assist.
Vic Willis.
So Willis, 509, a 5-9 record. Has trouble with lefties. So the defense for the Deadballers is Sheckard, Snyder, and Stahl. Wallace, Wagner, Upley, and Goldschmidt. A lot of travelers on the Deadballer squad too. Porter catching and Vic Willis pitching. Because they have better power and they're better fielders. That's why you're seeing that. Duffy, a league-leading 32 stolen bases. 271, 2 homers, 22 ribbies. That's a base hit. Duffy aboard. And with that 32 steals, of course we're going to send him. Send in the man. That is a stolen base and an error, giving him 33 now. A runner at third for Christian Yelich. And let's just play the squeeze. And it's a foul ball. We can't bunt again. It's 0-2. You can bunt again, but if it's foul, it's a third strike. Another foul ball. So Yelich, like the Bee Gees, staying alive. Base hit to right. And Yelich motors around the third, gets his first triple of the year. Christian Yelich of the Milwaukee Brewers, formerly of the Miami Marlins. Pie Trainer is up 247, 2 homers, 28 ribbies. That is skied to right. We'll watch Stahl catch it. Yelich will tag up and score. And a quick 2-0 lead for the Pioneers. We're 43-33. They would be in playoff contention if the season ended today. This is actually the game that will get all teams to the midway point. 77 played, 77 to go. Sheffield, the DH, 12 homers, 51 ribbies. He's the only guy over 10 homers the first half of the season for the Pioneers. Wallace cannot make the throw successful to Goldschmidt. That will be an error, number 2 for the Deadballers, putting Sheffield at first for Luis Gonzalez. 251, 9 homers, 44 RBIs. And that's a double play to get out of the game.
2 hits, 2 errors, Pioneers 2, Deadballers 0.
So the deuces were wild in that bottom of the first. And Paul Goldschmidt up 228 on the year, 5 homers, 23 RBIs. Current New York Yankee. That's a walk. And Goldschmidt is trotting over to first base. Chase Utley, 207, a homer and 15 ribbies. And a throwback to first, forcing Goldschmidt back safe. White to Bayerga to Cepeda, double play. 1-4-3 on that, bringing up Darrell Porter, who is 213, 6 homers and 28 RBIs. Sky to right center and kissed that one goodbye. That was a ruffian clout by Darrell Porter, the 7th home run he has had this season. It is 2-1 now. Pioneers leading. First hit of the game also for the Deadballers. Curtis Granderson is 276. 5 homers, 18 RBIs. Bayerga to Cepeda. Side retired.
No errors. Pioneers 2, Deadballers 1.
To the bottom of the second in Orlando Cepeda. 261, 9 homers, 37 ribbies. Something happening on my computer. 6-3 put out there. Okay, I don't see anything. Did my screen go bad? No, it did not. The stream is excellent, says YouTube. Thank you. Thank you very much. Miguel Tejada is up 253, 4 homers, 30 RBIs. Batting in this bottom of the second. Goldschmidt to Willis. We're out number 2, bringing up Carlos Bayerga, 271. A lot of sevens. 277 at bats, 7 homers and 27 RBIs. Hit well to center, and Snyder with the putout.
No hits, no errors. Pioneers 2, Deadballers 1.
To the top of the third, and Bobby Wallace, 247, 4 homers, 39 RBIs. St. Louis Brown. Trainer, Cepeda. Oh, and a mistake there. That is an error, the first for the Pioneers. That brings Wallace to first base for Jimmy Sheckard. 231, 2 homers, and 17 RBIs. Grounder, Trainer. We'll try it again, and this time it's an infield single. Trainer's got to be kicking himself saying, what do I got to do to get an out at first base? Top of the order in Honus Wagner, 0 for 1, 314. That's hit well to left, and you can forget about that one. A home run for Honus Wagner to go over the homer Darrell Porter had in the second inning. And that is going to make the score 4-2. White on the ropes, giving up 3 earned runs and 4 earned or unearned. Chick Stahl is 0 for 1, 201. Up the middle, Baerga to Cepeda for the first out. Duke Snyder is 0 for 1. Baerga to Cepeda for the second out. The winds are calm, so the ball is being hit by Porter and then Honus Wagner to perfection. That is 10 for Honus Wagner, as I might have said already. Goldschmidt, Trainer to Cepeda.
3 runs, 2 hits, 1 error, Deadballers 4, Pioneers 2.
And the last man we introduce is Buck Ewing, 204, 2 homers and 17 RBIs. He was below the Mendoza line last time we had him in a game. Snyder making the play in right center for the first out. Hugh Duffy is 1 for 1. Runner at Wallace is charging at third base. Not going to bunt. And he had him played perfectly, too. Soft line drive for the second out, bringing up Christian Yelich at 299. That's a walk. Bringing up Pie Trainer, hitting 247, and he sac flied in the second inning, I'm sorry. Snyder, he gave that one a ride. But like a sweet memory,
runs,
that will die.
No hits, no errors, Deadballers 4, Pioneers 2.
To the top of the fourth now, 4-2 Deadballers for Chase Utley, 0 for 1, 206. Base hit. Duffy will collect it in right. Darryl Porter, 1 for 1 with that jack he had in the second inning, I beg your pardon. Cepeda will make the play at first base. 1 out for Curtis Granderson, who is DHing today. That's hit well to right. Duffy at the warning track with that jutted in outfield and right field, making the play, and with that kind of obscure angle, that's going to allow Utley easy passage to third base. Bobby Wallace up 0 for 1, 246. We have a 5-2 game, and we're going to need a new pitcher for the Pioneers. Oh, Pioneers. And I am thinking it is going to be Mickey Welch we will bring in. Oh, Mickey, what a pity. You don't understand. You're about to come in the game.
Pitching for Pioneers, Mickey Welch.
533, a 2-1 record with 25 and a third innings pitch. Hall of Famer, if I am not mistaken. Jimmy Sheckard is 1 for 1. As the Pioneers try to keep this close, it's now up to 5-2. That's an out.
1 run, 2 hits, no errors, Deadballers 5, Pioneers 2.
And let's see if the Pioneers can get back into this game with the 3-run deficit. And Gary Shetfield 0 for 1, 285. That's a base hit to right center, which Stahl collects. Luis Gonzalez, hero of the 2001 World Series, ending that Yankee run of World Series at 3. They were seeking their 4th. Game 7 in Phoenix. It's 0 for 1. That's a K. And Orlando Cepeda is 0 for 1. 1 K for Willis. That's a walk. That's walk number 2 for Willis. Now you got the tying run on with Miguel Tejada, and he can mash. Oh for 1. Hit to Utley, and that's a double play.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors, Deadballers 5, Pioneers 2.
Bringing up Jimmy Sheckard, who is 1 for 1. Got that single in the third. Skied the first base. A lot of room in foul territory is going to allow Cepeda to make that put out. Honus Wagner is 1 for 2. That's okay. And Chick Stahl is 0 for 2 and 200. And that's a base hit. That's going to go all the way to the wall. Let's watch Stahl. Will he get to third? He will. His third triple of the day. Of the game. Of the season, I should say. One of these times I'm going to get it right. And Duke Snyder is 0 for 2. Hit well to center. Yelich should make it, and he
No
does.
runs, 1 hit, no errors. Deadballers 5, Pioneers 2.
So the Deadballers could not add on in the 5th. That's going to bring Carlos Baerga up 0 for 1. Utley, Goldschmidt, 1 out. College basketball 75-76, NC2A basketball 75-76 will be up tomorrow afternoon, I am thinking. And Buck Ewing is 0 for 1. Texas A&M and SMU will be the first part, maybe of a doubleheader as Ewing doubles. Don't know what the Wednesday game will be yet. But I'll look it up before then and let you know. So back to the top of the order after that Ewing double, and Duffy is 1 for 2, 273, now at 33 stolen bases. Wagner gets to that. Goldschmidt with the putout, moving Ewing to third. Now we need to make a little something happen here for Yelich, who's 1 for 1, batting average at 299. He walked and tripled, bringing in a ribby. That's a base hit. He's got 2 ribbies now as Yelich gets a single, bringing in Ewing. It's 5-3. Willis is at 61 pitches. He can go 150. Yelich can go 75 in relief. He's at 14. Pie Trainer 0 for 1. 6-3 on that putout.
2 hits, no errors. Deadballers 5, Pioneers 3.
So 4 more innings to go with the score 5-3. That brings up Paul Goldschmidt, who is 0 for 1 today. Oh, that's crushed. He hit that to the Bronx. And Goldschmidt has homer number 6 of the year. It is now 6-3 Deadballers for Chase Utley, who is 1 for 2, now 1 for 3 with a K. Darrell Porter homered earlier. That's a base hit to go to 2 for 3. He's in there with a double. And Curtis Granderson is 0 for 2. That is base hit for Granderson, who's going to get to second as they throw for home and did not get the runner, Porter. So it's 7-3. Now it's Bobby Wallace, Tejada, Cepeda out for the second out. 7-9-2 for the Deadballers. 3-5-1 for the Pioneers. Pioneers have left 3 on, and the Deadballers have left 1 on. Jimmy Sheckard 1 for 2 at 233. That's a walk. Back to the top of the order, and Honus Wagner. Wagner 1 for 3 with a homer earlier today, a 3-run home run. And that is Tejada made a great play. Gets Cepeda the out at first.
3 hits, no errors. Deadballers 7, Pioneers 3.
Bottom of the 6th now. The Deadballers extend the lead to 7-3. Let's see if the Pioneers got any spunk left in them. Gary Shetfield 1 for 2. He's hitting 289. Base hit to right. Stahl collects it. 66% stolen base odds for Shetfield, but I'm not going. We need base runners. And Luis Gonzalez 0 for 2, 249. Skied to center. No, that's skied to second as Upley makes the play. So it's Cha-Cha Cepeda up 0 for 1, 260. That's hit well to left, but Sheckard's going to get to that. Last chance in the 6th is going to be Miguel Tejada, 251. Wagner to Goldschmidt for the last out.
1 hit, no errors. Deadballers 7, Pioneers 3.
Chick Stahl is 1 for 3. They bat in the 7th. Might be Mickey Welch's last inning because I'm going to have to pinch hit for Buck Ewing. Base hit to left center, and Stahl is going to go for second, and he is out. Out. So he'll get credit for the base hit, but he will not get credit for the double. Duke Snyder is 0 for 3, 209. Hit well to right, but Duffy gets to that. Last out for before the seventh inning stretch could be Paul Goldschmidt, who is 1 for 2 and homer today, 231. That is hit well to left, and Gonzalez makes the play there. A web gem.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Deadballers 7, Pioneers 3.
So the Pioneers down a slam. As Andy Freed likes to say on the Tampa Bay Rays broadcast, along with Neil Solans. If they ever get this message, hello to you, gentlemen. And Carlos Baerga is 0 for 2. And now he's 0 for 3 after that grounder to the shortstop. Let's do a pinch hitter here for Buck Ewing. Got Butch Weiniger, who can play a little bit if we need him to. Okay, I saw some 1-2s. I see a 1-8. That's who we're going to go. Well, 3.2 is Troy Glaus. So let's get it to him.
Pinch hitting for Pioneers, Troy Glaus.
Glaus is 3 of 15 this season, 1 homer and 1 ribby. That is to Bobby Wallace, and there's an error, which is going to allow Glaus to get to second base. Hugh Duffy now back up with a critical at bat. He is 1 for 3, hitting .272. Hit well to center. Schneider makes the play. Glaus will have to hold at second. For Christian Yelich, who is now 303 on the season, 2 for 2, 2 ribbies and a triple. And that is Utley to Goldschmidt for the out.
Cross in the bottom of the 7th. Deadballers 7, Pioneers 3.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to put a catcher in, which is going to be Butch Weiniger. He'll hit in the 9 spot, and Mickey Welch is going to be going bye-bye. The Deadballers are lefty, lefty, lefty. Well, we don't have a left-handed pitcher. So we're going to bring in Tony Mullane. Finish this up.
Pitching for Pioneers, Tony Mullane.
Mullane has not been doing well, 831, but so we'll get some innings here. 8 2/3, a 2-1 record. See if he can bear down here against Jace Utley, who is 1 for 3 and a K. Baerga, Cepeda, 1 out. Darrell Porter had a home run earlier. He's 2 of 3, 218. Cepeda to the bag unassisted for Curtis Granderson, 1 for 3. That's skied to right, and that is off the wall. No, they're going to call it a home run. A home run for Curtis Granderson to make it 8-3, so it's a 2-swing game. It looked like it was close, whether or not it was going to bounce off the top of the wall or make it into the stands. The latter occurs, and Tony Mullane gives up the gopher ball. Bobby Wallace is 1 for 3. He's got a base hit just left of center for Jimmy Sheckard, who is 1 for 2, 233. Tejada gets to that. Runner is out.
1 run, 2 hits, no errors. Deadballers 8, Pioneers 3.
So time running out for the Pioneers, trailing 8-3, bottom 8. Pie Trainer 0 for 2. Goldschmidt, unassisted. Gary Shetfield 2 of 3. Right to Wagner, 2 outs. To Luis Gonzalez, who is 0 for 3. Utley, Goldschmidt.
No runs, no hits, no errors. Deadballers 8, Pioneers 3.
1-2-3 inning as we go to the top of the 9th, and Honus Wagner, who is 1 for 4, a homer, 3 RBI day. Base hit. Oh, now he's 2 of 5. That will move his average up to 317. Chick Stahl, 208, 2 for 4 in a triple. A bunt moves Wagner to second, but an out at first base. Duke Snyder is 0 for 4. He's looking to get well, and that's a grounder to Cepeda. He goes to the bag unassisted, moving Wagner to third base for Paul Goldschmidt, who just homered in his last at bat. Trainer, Cepeda.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Deadballers 8, Pioneers 3.
So your last half inning tonight starts with Orlando Cepeda, unless the Pioneers get 5 runs. Exactly. Cepeda, a base knock to center field. He's up to 262 on the day. Tejada's 0 for 3. And that's a force at second. They try to get the runner coming in the first base, but Goldschmidt just couldn't scoop it up in time. Double play ends the game. 0 for 3 is Baerga, 268. That is skied to right center, and wave goodbye to that one. Baerga with the clout. 2-run score, his 8th homer, and RBIs 28 and 29 of the season for him, and it's 8-5. Now you got Butch Weiniger. Weiniger, 15 of 45 this season, no homers, 5 ribbies, his first at bat today. And that's an error. So only 1 out for Hugh Duffy, and the Pioneers go to the top of the order. 8-13-4 now for the Deadballers and 5-8-1 for the Pioneers. Let's see if Pioneers have some ninth inning magic left in them. Duffy 1-4. Slow grounder. They'll get Duffy at first, but that allows Weiniger to move to second. So now you got to pitch to Yelich, who's hitting 301, 2 of 3. Willis is now at 122 pitches. He should be able to finish. Skies it to right, but that is a foul ball. So Yelich with another chance. 301, 2 of 3. 2 ribbies earlier with a triple. That's a base hit. We'll watch Weiniger. He is safe, and a tying run comes to the plate. And they're going to leave Willis in to face Pie Traynor, who is only hitting 244. So now what do? I'm guessing I got a third baseman somewhere. And we're going to look up and see if we could pinch hit for Pie Traynor. I see a 7-5. I see an, I thought I saw an 8. We're going to bring in Ed Delahanty. Pinch hit.
Pioneers, Ed Delahanty,
who is 303 on the year, 3 homers, 26 RBIs. A good hitter. Let's see if he can keep it alive. That's hit well to left center. Off the wall. Yelich comes home, 8-7. And Delahanty is a good runner. And remember, a few moments ago we were saying, oh yeah, the Pioneers need 5 to tie it. And for this not to be the last half inning, I do. So now it's up to Gary Sheffield. 2 of 4. 291. Can he take advantage of a tired Vic Willis here? Oh, a soft line drive that Wagner caught. And the Deadballers win. They hang on by the hair of their chinny chin chin. 8-7.
The final score from Polo Grounds, Deadballers 8, Pioneers 7. Vic Willis is the winner. He is now 6-9 on the season. Will White gets the loss. He is now 10-4 on the season. Honus Wagner hit home run number 10 on the season. Paul Goldschmidt hit number 6. Darrell Porter hit number 7. Curtis Granderson hit number 6. Carlos Berga hit number 8. Time of the game, 2 hours, 36 minutes.
Well, that ended kind of nicely, huh? The Deadballers over the Pioneers, 8-7. The Pioneers rallied and nearly pulled it out. So we'll play out our other games on this June 29th, as June is almost over in our league. So the Futurists over the Sultans 7-3. Prince Fielder with a home run, his 13th. Dickey over Vance. Deadballers beat the Pioneers. You saw that, 8-7. Kristen Yelich with a big day. And the Spirits shut out the Spitfires behind the pitching of Steve Carlton over Fernando Valenzuela, who is a traveler for the Spitfires. Jackson, 2 for 3, a home run. That's Reggie Jackson, his 12th. The Ironmen all over the 80 Stars, 11-3. Lou Gehrig with 2 home runs. So now he's got a leading 25. 3 of 4 was Hubble over Martinez. The Explorers beat the Aces 8-2. Perry over Pfeffer, and Willie Mays had a big day, 4 of 5, 3 ribbies. And the Niners clipped the Wings 5-4. Wetland over Roberts. And everybody within 14 games of each other, so even for the Niners and the Stars, this season is not over. Dazzy Vance for the Sultans pitched 9 innings and got 12 Ks. Stayed in there, took a shellacking, but he got some stats. So as we go into our game of the week, which will be our next stop on the Time Travel League, let's just show you the game I'm thinking we're going to do. Once this updates. And that is, let's see, yeah, Sultans and the Wings will be the game we do from Old Yankee Stadium. Grimes against Spawn, so hold me to that. The 87 wins, and that's more than anybody else has at the moment. So the Wings are leading Group A, 45-32. The Pioneers are 2 back, the Explorers 4 back, the Aces 6 back, the Deadballers 6 back, and even the Niners, if they can get something going, they're not too far behind, 12 back. Futurists are leading Group B, the Sultans 2 back, the Spitfires 5 back, the Ironmen 10 back, the Spirits 12 backs, and the Stars are 13 back. And the Pioneers and the Sultans would get the wild cards at 43 wins, 42 wins, and they would be 1 ahead of the Explorers and 3 ahead of the Aces and the Spitfires. So, as some of you probably are watching the nightly news on the networks, does anybody watch the nightly news anymore? Did Trump just say, you're all fake news and you all stopped watching? Anyway, folks, hope you enjoyed this little cavalcade of games from the Time Travel League of Baseball. We will be back tomorrow afternoon, I am thinking, and we'll try to do a doubleheader of NCAA games from 75-76. Big Paulie coming to you. Godspeed, God bless. We will do it all again soon, I hope. Good night, everybody.